Hello friends, welcome to S Kumar IS. Today we are just going to start one more series that whatever current affairs, those which are important from point of view of political science generally and civil services, in particular. So if you find them useful, I will share all those with you. So today one article related to Russia came. So from like GS paper 2 point of view and apart from that political science paper 2B. It's quite crucial, so let's see it without much delay. So it was about Vladimir Putin, what he really wants. So basically, this article covers the history of Russia, the present context, and the chicken game going between Russia, US, Europe, and somewhere China also comes into the picture. So it was a very good article by Stanley Johan. This quote, which is used in the introduction, it can always be used in the answer of political science that the Empress Regnant of Russia once famously said that I have no way to defend my borders but to extend them. And why she said like that? Because Russia, you can see this geography of Russia. Russia is completely landlocked country in a sense. The only natural borders of Russia are with Arctic. So if Russia wants to protect itself, it has to expand. Otherwise, the other powers will overpower Russia and it will defeat the Russia. So Russia basically annexed Crimea in 2014. We will just see further why it happened. So it is well known that Russia is the largest country by landmass and it lacks natural harbors except Arctic Ocean in the north and Pacific in the far east. Here we can say that Vladivostok summit also happened. So somewhere here it comes near very far, very east of the Pacific Ocean. So it's also almost frozen, at least in winters. So the country's heartland that runs from St. Petersburg through Moscow to the Volga region, Volga and Dnieper. It came in the prelims of 2019 also. So basically these keywords are quite important. Heartland and so rimland heartland theory. The students of political science, they must be knowing this language. So we can use these keywords in our answers that heartland of Russia is in threat when rimland is not protected. And what is the rimland? So this is the heartland of Russia. You can see from Moscow, this is heart. And what is rimland? Rimland means peripheral areas basically. So this we can call as rimland of Russia. This red one. So basically the countries which were earlier part of the USSR before the collapse of USSR 1991. So the countries which were part of the USSR, they were kind of rimland for Russia. So the writer argues that there are practically no natural barriers that stop an invading army from its western border of Europe. If this rimland is not like, if these all countries will become part of NATO, then who will stop them? Because from here onwards there is no opposition for Russia's heartland. This you can see Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine. So these all are natural borders. If these natural borders are not at all protected, then the heartland is always at danger. So that's the argument and this is very valid argument. Like all the points of this article, they are very well put. The dilemma of Russia, the Europe, US picture. So it's really a very good article. So Russia saw two devastating invasions from the west in 1812 by the Napoleon of France and 1941 by the Nazi Germany. And both the times they crossed this natural barrier buffer zone, or we can say the rimland, and they attacked to the heartland. So Russia is always in fear that if this rimland is not acquired by Russia, then they are always at threat that the West can come and attack us. So it's a kind of chicken game. If you have came about this this keyword, this chicken game is a famous word of game theory. In the terms of geopolitical wars, or in the terms of geopolitics, the chicken game means there is a kind of dilemma between both the powers. For example, the arms race. Both the countries, they stockpile their nuclear arms. If America thinks that Russia is having that much, so they will increase theirs. Then Russia will increase. Then America will increase. Then Russia will again increase. It's a kind of chicken game. Chicken game means they are just competing. It's a kind of blind race. So that's what is happening. The West is fearful that Russia is always threat for the US hegemony. US is always, at fear that Russia can anytime, like Russia annexed this Crimean peninsula. So West is always fearful of Russia, that Russia always wants influence in these peripheral states of Europe, and at the same time Russia is always fearful that NATO or Europe or USA is expanding towards Russia and its heartland is always at risk. So that's why this chicken game is going on. And then after the Second World War, Russia re-established its control over Rhineland in Eastern Europe through USSR. We know that, no need to explain. You have already studied in world history. But the disintegration of the Soviet Union threw its security calculations into disarray. These all are, keywords in the language of political science. We must use them into the answers. That disintegration of the Soviet Union threw its security calculations into disarray. So this shows that we are writing in the language of political science, that all the security calculations were in disarray from Russia's point of view, because after collapse of USSR, NATO was expanding like anything towards the east. So this NATO's endless expansion, that after the collapse of Soviet Union, which is called by Mr. Putin as the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. So these are just statements could be used in the answers. Greatest geopolitical catastrophe of 20th century. What? Collapse of Soviet Union. And the entire rimland of Russia was gone, and heartland was again vulnerable to the future threats. No need to explain why, I already explained. These were the countries part of USSR, and if it was collapsed, again these were under the influence of NATO, and if these countries are again under the influence of NATO, heartland is again in the threat. So, but at that time what happened? The West promised that the NATO would not expand into East. The United States and the United Kingdom repeated the pledge after the collapse of the Soviet Union, but it does not happen in in action. Only the words were there. NATO continued expansion, and first Czech Republic, Hungary, and then Poland all became not NATO's member. Czech Republic, this is Poland, this is Hungary, and this is Czech Republic. So you can see these were part of the rimland of Russia, and now they are coming under the influence of NATO. So it will definitely threaten Russia that my rimland is going. So again, the NATO did not stop there. Then Baltic countries of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, we can see here. First these gave, and now these countries, Estonia, and then Latvia, and then Lithuania. So you can see that completely this complete region is coming under the influence of NATO. So Russia will definitely get threatened, and it has to take a countermeasure. Then after that, Russia just, it was so weak at the time of collapse that it could not respond the expansion of NATO. When Mr. Putin, overtook the reins of Russian, we can say empire in the sense, and if Russian country, in 2000, it was too weak as a state. So the first job of Mr. Putin was to fix the state. But in 2008, when US promised membership of Georgia and Ukraine at Bucharest summit, you can see this Ukraine and Georgia. Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. These three are also very key links. So when this Georgia and Ukraine were also announced to be admitting into the NATO, that time Russia did not stop, and it did not keep quiet because it was in a good shape. For Kremlin, both the Georgia and Ukraine were very critical from the national security calculations. क्योंकि Russia can, access the sea only through this Black Sea, and if Ukraine is gone, this complete boundary, it's of Ukraine and Georgia. So Romania and these are already gone. Bulgaria and Romania if already gone. If these two states are again, under are not under the influence of Russia, then Russia almost loses everything. So at that time, Russia did not stop altogether, and later on we'll see that it will annex the Crimean Peninsula now. This is Crimean Peninsula, we can see here. Why? Because from here Russia can enter into the Black Sea, and from Black Sea to the Mediterranean, and then the trade can continue. Black Sea was once, considered as lake of Russia, Russian lake, we can see. Traditionally it was called Russian lake, but now Turkey, Bulgaria and Romania all become NATO members. Where are the Turkey? This is Turkey, Istanbul, we can see. So this is the Turkey somewhere here. Romania also became NATO member. Bulgaria also became NATO member. Now Ukraine and Georgia also announced to be member. Then where, Russia will come? Because complete Black Sea is under the sphere of NATO. So that's why Russia could not stop and it annexed Crimean Peninsula, and just to maintain its dominance over the Black Sea. These words are quite important, dominance over the Black Sea, you can see. And then 2008 onwards, Russia starts counter strategy to counter the NATO. And how it does that? Mr. Putin sent troops to Georgia over the separatist conflict in South Ossetia and it's difficult to pronounce, it's Abkhazia. Ossetia and Abkhazia, and in 2014, Kremlin friendly regime of Ukraine was toppled by pro-Western protesters. He moved to annex the Crimean Peninsula. 2014 he annexed Crimean Peninsula because he was losing where? He was losing in Ukraine, and Russia could not lose Ukraine due to its security calculus. So if Ukraine is toppled by the West, Russia annexes here Crimean Peninsula, because Crimea was under the influence of Ukraine, but till date, after the annexation of Russia, now Crimea is under the influence of Russia, and this gives Russia leeway to come here in Black Sea and in turn go to the Mediterranean Sea. So that's quite complex. Lot of countries are involved here, and it's all about geopolitics and chicken game. Every country just want to maintain its sphere, that's all. So now restoring the rimland. This is the strategy of Mr. Putin, that how to reclaim the rimland. And why Russia want to reclaim the rimland? The simple reason, it wants its dominance in the Caucasian region. It wants its dominance in Europe, Caucasian region, then Black Sea, and so on, the nearby areas. So for that, what is the strategy of Russia? Let us see. So first of all, the Russia saw its opportunity in South Ossetia and Abkhazia, where the few rebels in the Georgia, they declared its independence and they just broke away from the Georgia, and they were controlled by Russian-backed force. And in Ukraine, the eastern Donbas region, which was in the hand of pro-Russian rebels, we can see in Ukraine also, the eastern region, it was under the influence of Russian rebels. And then in Georgia also, Russia supports the rebels which are pro-Russian, backed by pro-Russian forces. Then we see last year the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Here also Russia sends peacekeepers, quote unquote peacekeepers, to maintain its dominance in Caucasian region. And then when like this year we saw the violent unrest broke out in Kazakhstan, so Russia sends lot of troops, massive troops, under the banner of Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO. So these are the geopolitical realities, and these are the geopolitical steps being taken by Russia to claim its rimland and to maintain influence around the surrounding countries. Then what Russia does is that, due to this present geopolitical realities, when USS, its withdrawal from Afghanistan has left the Central Asian republics deeper in the Russian embrace, because now nobody trust USA as they used to be. So they obviously come in the trap of Russia, or we can say dominance of Russia, or we can say in the lap of Russia, in whatever way you want to put it. And then the West is much dependent on Russian gas, which limits its response. West, like we can, the Germany is planning a major underground pipeline, oil pipeline through Russia. So it cannot afford to, threaten Russia. It cannot afford to lose Russia so easily. So these countries are not responding quite stringently against Russia. Then West's inability to inflict any serious damage on Russian over Crimea after annexation of Crimea, except the few economic sanctions, they could not do much. Then this word is quite important: defensive aggression. This is the strategy, and this one word can sum up the strategy of Mr. Putin, that how he is using defensive aggression. Mr. Biden called him a killer. We can quote this word, because they just take him as a thuggish tactician who does not understand the strategy. But actually, it's quite opposite, because Mr. Putin was steadily rebuilding the lost Russian influence in the Rimland, and we can see it how, by destabilizing Georgia and Ukraine and re-establishing Russia's hold in Belarus, Caucasus, and Central Asia. And Moscow is effectively stalled NATO's further expansion into its backyard through these steps. What was them? Destabilizing Georgia, Ukraine, and re-establishing its influence in Belarus, Caucasus, and then stalling NATO's further expansion through these steps. And not only that, US has NATO has failed to defeat the Taliban in Afghanistan. So NATO will be unlikely to pick a war with Russia over Ukraine at this junction. We know the fractures within the NATO. So Mr. Putin knows it very well. And then the West has just put economic sanctions on Russia. That's the only thing the West has done. And how Russia is countering this step? By deepening its ties with China, a Cold War rival. So Russia is kind of playing its eggs, putting its eggs very carefully and playing very smart game, that through China it is balancing the economic sanctions and playing the geopolitical and strategic game just to claim its rimland and maintain its influence in backyard, you can say, and Black Sea, in Europe, in Caucasian region. So this is the basically strategy, and this sets the stage for a perpetual crisis in the Russian rimland. Unless the West re-establishes its deterrence, Mr. Putin's defensive aggression would continue. So I think this was very well put, argument, and very well explained article with respect to Russia. The question can come from different angles of vision, and Russia's history is covered, the present realities are covered, NATO's expansion is covered, then how NATO responded, how Russia, USSR collapsed, rimland heartland theory, and the present strategy of US and the China angle. Everything is very beautifully covered in this. So I hope that this article will definitely help you. Still, if you have some questions, please ask in the comment box. I will personally answer them. Thank you so much for coming to S. Kumar Classroom. If you find these videos useful, please like them, subscribe the channel, and share it like a wildfire. Thank you so much.